Hi guys, it's Miss Clark here. I'm going to be teaching your lesson this week on value. And I have already started a little cheat sheet here. It's not a cheat sheet, but it says value scale. And it tells you value is the lightness or darkness of tones. So this is a little example of what value is, going from light, double light, light, medium dark, dark to double dark, really, really dark. And the way that we make the values is how hard or how light we press with our pencil or with our colored pencil. I'm looking around for my colored pencils and I don't have them out right now, but you can also do the same value scale using a colored pencil. Next, I want to show you up close how you can make different scales using other than just coloring. We can do cross-hatching lines, cross-hatching and pointillism, just little tiny dots. And so I want to show you an example of that really quick. And then we're going to get into our art lesson. All right, here we have the same paper I was just showing you. And I was going to show you the same value scale that we can use using hatching. And hatching just means lines. So in the lightest, I'm probably not going to draw any lines. And then I'm just going to draw a few lines. That just shows that it's a little bit darker. And then I'll draw a few more lines, and that's showing that it's a little more darker. And then I'm going to draw the lines closer together. You see how it's getting darker because the lines are, because I'm drawing more lines and they're closer together. And then I'm actually pressing harder and making more lines closer together. And then this last place where it's darkest, I'm pressing the hardest and my lines are closest together, okay? So that's called hatching. Now cross hatching is kind of what it sounds like. It's hatching again, but instead of just leaving just the hatches, we're gonna come back and cross hatch them, okay? So again, my lines are gonna get closer together and I'm gonna be making more of them as I cross them. I'm using a charcoal pencil so you can see better. It's hard just to see a regular pencil, and I can't really do this different values just using a pencil, and I can't do it using a marker. Okay, I'm still hatching, and then I'm coming back with my cross hatching. You see how it's getting darker? I'm pushing harder and my lines are getting closer. And usually on the darkest one, you probably can't even tell that I'm cross hatching at all, because it's just dark, 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 okay? Now I am gonna use my marker on this last one. Let's see if you can see, yeah, dots. So the last value scale, you can use dots. So, a few dots makes it a little darker, right? Then the value increases and we're gonna do more dots. And then we're gonna do more dots. And then we're gonna do more dots. Dot, 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 dot. Okay, so for time's sake, and for making our video not just incredibly painfully long, we're gonna just consider that this last box of dots is gonna be so many dots that you're not even gonna see the dots, okay? But it's about to hurt my hand to make so many dots. But you can still kind of tell that it went from lightest to darkest, okay? So there's many different ways that we can do our value changes in using pencil, colored pencil, even marker. So now we're gonna do some art projects. Do an art project together. I'm gonna turn the page. Okay, so for this project, you'll need a ruler or a straight edge and a pencil. I'm using a Conte charcoal type pencil, just so you can see for the video, okay? And because it's easier for me to do my values than a marker. But we're gonna start with making a, like a grid, okay? So your grid does not have to be perfect by any means. What we're gonna be doing is adding 4-letter words. I'm just gonna use the outside of my paper. So we're making a grid that's gonna be 4 by 4. This will make more sense to you once you see it. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can measure it out if you want it to be perfect. If you don't, It's okay. I'm not measuring mine out at all. Because I'm just not. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now you have a grid. It's not perfect and it's okay. I'm not gonna cry. So now you're gonna come up with 4-letter words. And your 4-letter word can be any word you want it to be. I'm gonna use the word kind. Now each letter is gonna go in a box. And it's also gonna go from the top of the box to the bottom of the box to the side of the box. Okay, so let me make sure you can see this. So I'm gonna say all the way from the top, all the way over to the edge. There's my K, okay? We're gonna also use, well, I guess you don't have to use capital letters. If you use a lowercase, you're gonna still need to fill up the whole box, okay? So I'm going to, the I is not very much, but you need to go all the way from the top to the bottom, okay? Now the same thing with the N. I'll do a lowercase, but it needs to go all the way from the top to the bottom, all the way to the top to the bottom. And now I'll just do a capital D. Kind. Do you see how I'm touching the bottom of the box? Yes. All right, now I'm gonna choose the word love. I'll do a capital L. Well, you can't tell that it's capital. But see, it went from the top to the bottom. It's filling the whole box. Okay. Oh, I should have done a lowercase. Okay, now, and then we're gonna do, let's say, glue. That's a good 4-letter word. Glue. I'm just gonna do a lowercase. Glue. Now I'm gonna do a lowercase e. Now I need to make sure it goes all the way there. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose, I don't know, let's say tape. There we go. So it's gonna feel funny writing so big, but it's okay. Now, crazy enough, you're gonna now turn your paper horizontal. And it's gonna feel really funny that you're gonna write over the words that we just wrote, but you can do it. So now we're doing the same thing and we're just writing another word. I'm gonna choose the word care. So C, A, you're just writing right on top of your letters, and it is okay. R, I'm gonna do a lowercase, care. It does not matter what letter you use, word you use. I'm gonna use the word goat next. Just because that's 4 letters. G, O, A, T. It's already got across. How about we use the word kiss? That's a fun word. Everybody likes to kiss their mom and dad. Kiss. So now it's just turning into mumble jumble, but that is okay because we're fixing to make art. Kiss. How about draw? We're doing a drawing. So we'll say draw, okay? Let me do a capital D. That one didn't intersect much there. W. They fill up the whole box, okay? All right, so now it looks just a bunch of craziness, right? But what I'm gonna do now is every time there's a little space, I'm gonna choose a different value. Remember the light to darkness value? So in each different box, I'm gonna say, right here, I want this to be the darkest value that I have. That's a double dark. And right here, I want it to be not as dark. And here, I want it to be a little darker. So I'm just practicing my different value techniques that I just taught you. And you can also remember doing the cross hatching and the hatching. Here I'd like to do cross hatching in this shape, in this space, I mean. So that's not very dark. I think I'll leave this one without any hatching. And maybe here I'm just gonna do my dots. Okay, and then we're gonna do every spot inside the box. Even this little area, the space outside, okay? So this may actually take you a while. You might want to work on this for a few days. And if you do, that is okay. We are in no hurry. Never hurry your artwork, okay? I'm gonna make this one really dark again. That seems to be my favorite one. It's really dark. Right here, I think I'll just do some hatching. And since that's kind of the same space, there we go. And so now you can see all of our different areas that we're using our different values within our spaces. I think I'll do another one right here. And I think I'll make this cross hatching. So I'm just gonna go back and, all right. I'm gonna color this one dark. Now if you want to, you can go and you can use colored pencils on any of these if you want to make it colorful also. I kind of think it's cool just doing it in pencil. So I think I'm gonna finish mine up. Well, I'm using charcoal, but you're using pencil. And just finish it up. Now you're not gonna see the letters when we finish. See how you can't even tell that that was any letter? So it's just kind of, it was fun just starting it out as as letters, but then it just kind of turns into shapes and different values, okay? All right, now I'm gonna speed it up and go ahead and finish the rest of this for you.